I said, are you ready for Let's Talk Whoa Hockey? And now, here are our hosts, Beth and Zach.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Beth, from Let's Talk Whoa Hockey, brought to you by In the Clutch Apparel and Level Up Stacks. Joined, as always, by my dude, Zach, and our special guest, ShaggyVonDoom himself, Mr. Kyle Sullivan. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Fine, I'll tell you. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm tired, but it's fine. I'm going to rally. How are you doing, Zach?
Tired and cold. It rained like 80% of my shift, and I got absolutely soaking wet. My feet got freezing probably about for the last 6 hours. So yeah, I've been barely hit 80 today, but I was suffering for about the last 6 hours of my shift.
At least you don't have to shower.
I mean, that is a built-in shower.
Yeah, but still, though, it would just feel weird not to, because it feels nice to actually take a shower and get clean.
Just take soap with you, dude.
Yeah, just
Life
bring
hack.
soap with you to work. That's a free shower.
Life hack from the Lord.
Hello.
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 No, other than that, pretty good. Just been, recording the podcast a couple of days ago, dropped in season 2 today on the other one, and now talking more hockey today. It's just hockey, and more hockey, and who doesn't love to talk about hockey? So, how are you doing, Beth?
In the off season, for the most part, inject hockey into my veins. Obviously, I had a very rough Thursday. Anybody who follows our Twitter account will see that I am now a GIF. Here's the hat. It still lives in my office. It's fine. It lived on the floor for the rest of that night. So.
Yeah, I definitely missed a lot because I had some friends down in Ohio, so I wasn't there for our live show. But I've seen some clips.
Yeah, it was rough, but
our sentient pod Twitter account was absolutely losing its mind too. So
I mean, I think all of us were kind of losing our mind. Kyle keeps reminding me to trust the process. He should understand. Seeing as he is the host of Here in Puckburg, which if you haven't been on Here in Puckburg, you need to go on Here in Puckburg. Here in Puckburg is where I found out that I love to do this, and it was really the genesis of this podcast. So it feels appropriate that you're here. I'm sorry that it wasn't much sooner. But he also is the co-host of, as it is on Twitter right now, the Locked On Stanley Cup Champions.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Hold on. Ready? The Locked On Stanley Cup Champions.
Gift that too.
We're going to have to get JJ or Jared on that because that is not my forte.
Definitely, Jared. You need to ASMR that, or put that as your ringtone, Kyle. Just be like, help you lull to sleep at night. Just be like,
and I'll just sit there and stare at the phone like, I'll get this in a minute. Just hold on.
This is just going to be your ringtone. Locked On Stanley Cup Champions. Locked On Stanley Cup Champions.
After 21 years, we finally get to say it. So yeah, we're gonna play it as long as we want.
He is very obviously the trust the process guy. He trusted the process. He trusted the process all season. If there was anybody who was unwavering in the process, it was this gentleman below me. If you're not watching, then it is the silky smooth voice that is not Zach or myself. He is the trust the process guy. He was the guy who talked us all off of the ledge anytime panic set in. So I'm going to take his advice and trust the process, though it is not my forte.
Tis not be what I do.
No.
Well, you know what? Just kick it off right there. Why wouldn't you? What is there? All right, talk to me, Blackhawks fans. All right, let's all get here. Let's all talk. Okay.
Story time.
All right. So lay on the couch.
Hold on.
Tell me how this makes you feel.
Oh, Ella's not in the beanbag. Should I just go lay down in the beanbag?
You might as well. I mean, why not?
Everybody, right? Let's take off your watch. Let's put it on the nightstand. Let's all just sit here and relax. And look, we're no stranger to how everything played out in the office last year. We also understand everything going on with who stays and who goes like Duncan Keith retired, like that phase of the Blackhawks is starting to disappear, understandably. What is there about the Blackhawks now that gives you reason not to trust the process? There is an answer to this.
There is. I will go first just because I got a lot on my mind. A lot on my mind. Part of it is the lack of knowing who Kyle Davidson is as a GM.
Mm-hmm.
I very much so trust our new head coach based on reports from other players coming in of like, he really is a player's coach. There are so many stories of him bag skating with his team. Much respect for that. It's just, I don't know, after so many years of knowing that drafts were going to bring heartbreaks and first round draft picks were going to be traded away and we were going to lose young talent with Stan Bowman as our GM, I don't know what the vision is. And for me, that's hard. Like, I lived through the late 90s, the 2000s. I told Zach the other day, I was like, be prepared for teenage angst if we're reliving the early 2000s, because I'm here for it.
Okay. So we have you are unclear of the vision, and that's Beth. Zach, I know you and your issues with The Office and what has caused you to have opinions about it, and what is your biggest thing with this, like, cleaning house? What is your biggest takeaway and like distrust with Chicago going forward?
For me, it's like, I understand we need a rebuild. Kind of already was on board with that, is what it is. It's just the people that were chosen to leave was kind of the issue, especially for the return that was also given, because of the fact that Brandon Hagel, who I love Brandon Hagel, he gets 2 first rounders and 2 players right now.
Mm-hmm.
While Alex DeBrincat, who on a really bad Blackhawks team, was closer to scoring 50 than 40 goals last season, and is young enough to where this is a guy you kind of want to build a team around. He gets traded for 3 draft picks, and one of them is in like 2 seasons. Like, you didn't get any of the deep prospects out of Ottawa,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't really get any players that are ready right now. Like, how does Brandon Hagel bring back more than Alex DeBrincat? And then the fact that then you go and trade a 3rd overall pick in Kirby Dach for not very much either on top of that, and the fact that he hasn't really had a full regular season with the Hawks too. So it's just, I am trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's really hard to say that when we even on our podcast Twitter made a joke like, oh, if this does happen, it's gonna be a long season, and like not even 5 hours later, said thing had happened. So it's just not really excited for the fact that, oh yeah, we also Pia Mrazek, I'm used to him on other teams, especially with the Hurricanes, so that's kind of okay to deal with. But you're basically building around a team of 2 guys that might not be here for another season after this one, and one of them is a captain that pretty much all of Chicago hockey media is pretty much sick of already. And we're not even into a season that's already going to be probably maybe getting 20 wins.
I believe therapist Kyle is ready to speak. The pen has been flourishing.
It was. This was. I had a laundry list of issues. I'm like, yeah. Like, I can understand a rebuild, but
I see both of your issues, and the solution is it's right there. What is it? ASMR, AMSR, whatever it is.
ASMR.
Thank you. Couple it with your Locked On Stanley Cup. This is the pin click of analysis right here. I know exactly what you guys are missing.
Oh gosh.
Here it comes.
Look, I'm gonna break this to you, not just to you two, but every Blackhawk fan right now. There is not a single move that could be done right now with unlimited money that would get you guys a cup this year.
I'm not expecting a cup this
year. Okay.
I'm expecting a full. I was on board for a rebuild because this team has needed a rebuild for the last like 2 seasons. Just the way it started. I'm being generous, but the fact of how it's starting now.
Okay, well, I will also Beth mentioned a player's coach coming in. Who just won the cup of the player's coach?
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Avalanche just a couple years ago there was a loud portion of the fan base that was extremely upset that we let Paul Stastny walk out the door, Ryan O'Reilly walk out the door, Matt Duchene walk out the door.
Oh, Matt Duchene.
Even though hindsight's 2020, at the time during that moment, how are the Avalanche going to make it? This is ridiculous. This is going to be another bad year. I said it a time or two, to trust the process. And you also have what division are the Blackhawks in currently?
Central.
The Central? Who's also in the Central?
The Avalanche, the Mild.
Hold on.
The Losers.
You guys are rebuilding
Trashville.
now. And the
Arizona.
Avalanche, the Wild, Vegas's window is closing.
Vegas is in the Pacific.
Well, I'm talking just the West in general. I'm talking just the West in general here.
Mm-hmm.
All of your poster names for the West, you're looking at the best it's going to get. By the time these pieces start coming together for Chicago, you're not building a team to win tomorrow or the next year. You're building a team when the Avalanche let Nathan McKinnon, when that contract's done, Gabe Landeskog, Cale Makar, when those contracts start fizzling out and you have seen the best years of these players and you've seen the best years out of Kirill Kaprizov and what Minnesota's trying to put together and every other team in the West, when the door is shutting on these teams, you have found your stride. You are seeing what works, what doesn't. Your GM's getting confident. Your coach is getting confident. I say this because this is where Colorado was looking at Chicago just a couple years ago. Yeah, and I brought up the front office thing a couple times. I know it's a lot of people have been upset and jumped ship, and understandably. But as Blackhawks fans, you aren't getting just a rebuild, you're getting a redo. This is a chance for Blackhawks fans to latch on to every personality that you have, from front office down to equipment manager, down to Zamboni driver. Fall in love with these guys, support these guys, push these guys, and don't miss this part, hold them accountable.
Oh,
you got I think the league in general kind of got comfortable. And now, when you see what happens when you get comfortable, everybody's on notice. So this is a chance for Blackhawks fans. I don't care if this is your first year, your 41st year. Fall in love with this team. Take accountability for this team. And get through this with this team. Because, granted, it's not great. But you just had great. It was 21 years for Colorado. And we're celebrating. It's not going to be 21 years for Chicago. With the resources that they have, with the talent, with the swagger, the history, they could get this going again. And then you're going to look back at the Kane years, and you're going to be like, wow, how far we came. What a team we put together. I was there from day one. I fell in love with insert name here before anybody knew who this was. You have a chance to, everyone, I see Chicago Blackhawks stuff all over your backgrounds. You have a brand new reason to fall in love with this team. You get a chance to refresh. Not a lot of teams do. See? You're getting a chance, you have been so, comfortable with the names that have come in and out for so long. You're getting a chance to refresh. And it's a good thing. You get to put some things behind you, and you get to build on top of the good things in front of you. Everything is lining up so good for the Chicago rebuild. Yes, it's going to suck for a little bit, but guess what? It's going to pay off. Just you have to trust the process. And your GM is working along with the coach, and you guys are in a 1 or 2 years, you can make some mistakes. You can make some mistakes. I'm telling you now, the way that teams are set up, because you don't have just the Colorado Avalanche and maybe the Blues and all that, the top-heavy West, the Ducks are building, the Kings are building, the Stars are falling. Like, there are teams that you have to work your way around, and Chicago's in a really good spot where they could play for a little bit. And when that little West Coast surge gets through, you guys could build on top of that. Like, it's not that bad.
I think the knee-jerk reaction for me is it feels like all of the players this rebuild should have happened around are young, early 20s, mid-20s people have been shipped away. And what little hope it felt like this season was going to be kind of fun to watch, at least a little. It doesn't feel like it's going to be fun, but it's fine because I lived through the 90s and the 2000s and the dollar bill Wirtz days and all of the pain. I just have to get back into that mindset. I'm just not used to being there anymore.
I blew kisses at Blackhawks fans for a good chunk right there. I'm going to kick you where it counts.
Thanks, bud.
You don't build a team around Alex DeBrincat. No. You don't build around good. You build around great. That's not a generational talent.
Timeout.
Now you made Zach mad.
Timeout.
He's a great talent. I wouldn't say he's a generational talent, but he is a great talent.
I wouldn't say generational, but when you score almost 50 goals on a very bad Blackhawks team, that's a pretty good. Who was
second in goals for Chicago?
It was Brandon Hagel.
Yeah, 22, I believe, before he left.
20 what did you have to play for in Chicago last year with everything going on? What was there to play for in Chicago last year with everything going on? Marc-Andre Fleury debating even playing the game, being in Chicago. What was there going on in Chicago to play for?
The way they were trying to set the team up last year was for, we're gonna go try to go make the playoffs. We bring in Jake McCabe and Marc-Andre Fleury and trade Adam Boquist for Seth Jones.
That was pain.
Like, and then go get Tyler Johnson, who just won a couple cups.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle, you and I talked in the preseason before the season started, and it was after a lot of the moves were made.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you I was cautiously optimistic, and then the preseason happened, and I mistakenly became optimistic, and then Jack frickin' Johnson scored the first goal of the NHL season. Like 20 seconds into the game, and reality set in.
And I was on my anniversary. I think it was like the night of my anniversary, because that's why I was kind of excited for that game, because on anniversary night, getting to watch the Hawks play the Avalanche, and instantly 20 seconds in, night's been ruined.
Don't worry, we get to watch it all over again on October 12th. It's fine. But
it's okay.
We're raising the banner that night, by the way, just to let you know.
Yes, no, we're all aware, because apparently the NHL likes scheduling the Blackhawks on banner raising nights, even if they're not their own. We've done it with Pittsburgh. We've done it with many other teams. But my issue is Bowman came out right before the season and said this was never a rebuild. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made the moves that I made. And then everything came out about what truly happened in 2010 to Kyle Beach. And I cannot believe that they let that man have the keys to this team when an open investigation was going. Like that will never not grind my gears. But there was hope. There was false hope given. Again, false hope given. I know, I shouldn't be surprised. But for it to crash and burn so terribly, so quickly.
Yeah. When you start, what was it? 1-11-1 or
1-9-2.
Yeah, 1-9-2. And then you go trade Marc-Andre Fleury and give him his only losing record ever in his career. And then you are still looking at possibly getting bogged down by a ridiculously stupid contract in Seth Jones, and you were hoping they'd move that thing. And now you're like, what? less than a week away from that deal going through, and now where you have a no movement
trade clause,
full no trade clause, the Stan Bowman special, and now you're staring at a very interesting rebuild. Like I said, I'm fine with the rebuild. I'm okay with that. But now it's like you traded two really good, like Kirby Dach. He's good, but he's had a lot of struggles. But you traded Alex DeBrincat, and you get less for him back than you get for Brandon Hagel, which at the time we were saying build around Brandon Hagel too because he was really good, and he was someone to build around as well. And now it's like now you're kind of leaning on Taves and Kane again, and now Dylan Strome probably not coming back either. So now you're going to have a really bogged down blue line.
Realistically, we knew Dylan Strome wasn't coming back.
Unfortunately.
Like, we knew that he wasn't going to come back. After everything that he went through last season, we should have moved him at the trade deadline. We talked about that. He should have been moved at the trade deadline because he wasn't going to come back. I think that Kyle makes good points. Yeah. We need a generational talent. Mm-hmm. And right now, I mean, we have Patrick Kane. Yes, he is still a generational talent. However, we need to build for the future. He's not going to be here the next time we win a cup. Jonathan Taves is not going to be here the next time we win a cup. Unfortunately, Seth Jones might still be here the next time we win a cup.
I don't even know if Kane and Taves are even going to be here after next season.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be here this season.
That's what I was about to say. Like Kane and Taves, you say generational talent, but it's a PS3 generational talent. Like it's the end of that generation.
Yes.
And Zach was talking like that last little push, like it wasn't a full rebuild. Another team that just said, "Oh, this isn't a full rebuild," is the New York Rangers were sitting in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So a move here or there could get you to the finals. Like you're telling me that you couldn't make a move or two and be better than Edmonton? It's possible. That's also why I said Alex DeBrincat is not that great of it, like a generational talent that you want to rebuild around. If we took DeBrincat and put him on Arizona right now, are they improving their playoff position at all?
Well, and honestly, he played on a line with Patrick Kane and Dylan Strome, both of whom, I mean, top 3 goals for the Blackhawks last season after the trade deadline, obviously. Alex DeBrincat, Patrick Kane, Dylan Strome.
That line was absolutely unstoppable last year. Like they were stealing games.
But if you don't have Patrick Kane dishing out 66 assists to Alex DeBrincat and Dylan Strome, then Alex DeBrincat probably doesn't have 41 goals.
Yep.
He doesn't have Patrick Kane who draws everyone to him to leave Alex DeBrincat open because everybody forgets that he exists.
That's why you're about to see Nazem Kadri get overpaid because he comes to Colorado, gets in the swing of things, and that team around him boosts his stats. And general manager
Darcy Kemper's going to get paid.
Oh, he's going to make bank, and like
that's hockey for you.
It's what Grubauer. It's the whole thing with Grubauer. Like you look at that, you're like, wow, he got the team to the playoffs, and he got overpaid, exposed in Seattle. You put DeBrincat in Seattle, it's going to be the same thing. It's who you're working with. There's so few players you could put on a team, and they could be changed, and. Like the DeBrincat, you don't need to build around that yet. That's not where Chicago needs to go.
Yeah. I said last episode, like a good landing place for Alex DeBrincat would have been Seattle. Mm-hmm. He is young enough to lead that team of young people to success. I don't know what Ottawa looks like for him.
You get him around Stützle, Brady Tkachuk. Oh, there's a couple other. There's
the fact that we're not immediately saying it's going to be this person, this person, this person. There is no Patrick Kane on that team to dish pucks to Alex DeBrincat for Alex DeBrincat to score goals.
No, that young core though, with you add him to that core of young guys that they have. that team is going to be a problem in a couple seasons when they're fully cooking with gas.
At this
if they figure out their goaltending situation, because
I mean, it's Ottawa. They're probably not going to figure out their goaltending situation. That is a consistent problem that they have. But at this point,
though, it's that core they have. Oh my goodness.
Kyle, see, this is why we need therapist Kyle in our life. Like, look at him over here. If you're not watching on YouTube, we're getting like the prayer hands namaste situation going. This is why he is our friend, because he can talk us off a ledge and actually gives logical points, because you both know me. I get to the logic eventually. Mm-hmm. However, I throw things and pitch big old hissy fits first, because I have loved this team my entire life.
And become a GIF.
I have loved this team my entire life. I have lived through a lot of the pain. I've re-experienced a whole lot of pain because of this team. I don't know if I was quite ready I knew the pain was coming. I just wasn't quite ready for it to be this bad. But it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's better
than being the Kings from 2 or 3 years ago, or like is this train over? Are we done celebrating this cup run with this team? Can we start moving forward now? Like, this is embarrassing. Like, the Wild just had to just straight up buy out ugly contracts because they're like, we're not going anywhere as long as we have these on the books. We have to do something. We want to be successful. We have to buy these out.
At least we're not the Coyotes, okay? No matter what, we are not Arizona Coyote fans.
Yeah, because who was it? Was it like Zach Parise and
Suter?
Yeah. With those 2 13-year contracts.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
That's worse than the Stan Bowman special, for crying out loud.
That's what I'm talking about with like DeBrincat and like hitching your wagons to something and building around something. Like, giving 13-year contracts to 2 players you believe in, that's a little much. That's a lot of much and a lot of dumb. You don't do that and expect to go anywhere, because hockey is a crazy game. Like, speaking on the Avalanche, like, we talk about Bo Byron being an incredible talent. He almost stopped playing hockey this year, and now he's a Stanley Cup champion. Like, that's a huge gamble to say, yeah, you're going to be with me in the trenches for 13 years. You don't do that and be a successful hockey franchise.
Yeah, so that's why you don't see anything above 8 years anymore, because no one's going to be dumb enough to do 10+ year contracts anymore, because we all know how those work out. They never work out. So that's why you don't see anything past 8.
I don't want to see Chicago latching on to a good talent, thinking it's a great talent, and then later on down the road being like, if we just had a Cale Makar, a Nathan McKinnon, a Kirill Kaprizov, if we had a insert name here, hot, young, award-winning star, and you are still with DeBrincat getting knocked out in the first or second round because of the team you put around DeBrincat, and saying, like, it's not enough. Like, no. You see how teams are put together.
We almost had a Bo Byron.
I know you
did. We almost had a Turcotte.
Yeah, but then we got a Kirby Dach,
who in about 3 seasons got traded, so never really saw his potential come to fruition. And even though he was a massive reach at 3 at the time, because everyone talked about Turcotte and Cousins
Byram.
And
those were the 3 that were allegedly on our draft board. And then they were like, number 3 overall pick, Kirby Dach. And we were all like, who's Kirby Dach?
Yeah, he was like a late first, early second round pick. And it's like, oh, here's your number 3, and then just gets absolutely obliterated.
Yeah.
Misses multiple seasons and faces Jonathan Toews in practice on faceoffs and gets confidence shattered.
Yeah. Look, here's my thing. Have Jonathan Toews teach people how to take faceoffs. Do not put somebody across the dot from Jonathan Toews. That's not how you learn how to take a faceoff.
Nope.
But here's my other thing, though. I'm kind of with how this rebuild is going to be, because you look at this team now. Outside of Kane and Toews, you got who is your top 6? Like, who are you really even looking at? Taylor, was it Radish?
To be determined.
Yeah,
we don't know what it looks like yet.
And then who's the guy we got from Pittsburgh?
Sam Lafferty.
Yeah, Sam Lafferty. It's kind of like, of course, who knows what's going to happen in free agency, because that's going to be a whole bag of crazy too. And even then, you're not going to see any splash moves from the
This
Hawks.
This year for Chicago is nothing but an auto show. This is, where you go sit down and place a bid and they drive the car in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You are auctioning off everything on the team saying, and everybody wave your last goodbye to Taze and Kane. Everybody get that out of your system. Everybody else of worth, you're getting picks or you're getting an aging contract to build upon next year. This year, just make it through. Next year is where things start happening.
I mean, at this point, like trade Taze, retain half, get something out of it, and move on. If you want to extend Kaner for a couple more seasons because it's Kaner, if not, it is.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's
probably
not going to happen.
I
mean, there are his manager is already saying he represents Kane and Taves. That they are not going to make any comments right now, but they are discussing their future in Chicago. I'm not even sure if they'll both be on this team this year. I don't even know if Jonathan Taves plays this year.
I would not be surprised if both of them get moved before the deadline. Half retained each. Picks and probably
cool. We're already going to be suffering Duncan Keith penalties, so it is what it is. But
you look at the blue. Are you looking at our log jam blue line? Like what? Connor Murphy, Seth Jones,
Jake McCabe, Riley Stillman, Alex Vlasic, Connor Murphy.
And then let's also forget we also have Wyatt Kalynuk, who's supposed to be
got a
good.
bunch of AHL guys. We don't know what the team is going to look like right now. We don't, because free agency hasn't happened. We don't know who's staying, who's going, who's been given a qualifying offer. We played the RFA UFA game, but now it's completely up in the air because everything has changed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to.
Was it 5:00 tomorrow or today or whenever this drops? Is like what 5:00? That basically it's like I think is when the qualifying offers.
The 13th is when free agency opens, so I believe it's.
I know you're supposed to have your qualifying offers in by like 5:00 on the Monday.
But here's the thing: we might not even get announcements of who receives qualifying offers.
Oh, probably
generally
not.
You don't. The only reason we know Dylan Strome didn't get a qualifying offer is because his agent came out and said Dylan Strome didn't get a qualifying offer, so he's gonna test free agency. That's fine. I love Sturmer. You know I love Sturmer. Sturmer made me freaking cry at my first ever United Center Blackhawks game. His puck is staring at me in the face. It is what it is. I will love him wherever he goes. I pray it's some team that I actually like, and it's not Vegas or Trashville or St. Louis.
Dylan Strome goes to Colorado.
Look, I'd be here for it. I would 100% Dylan Strome as a Colorado Avalanche.
You would buy his jersey 100%. I know you would.
I have a Brandon Saad Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. Come on now. There are certain people that I will always love. He started playing for the Blues, and I kind of don't love him so much right now, but it is what it is. I love Brandon Saad.
So are we going to get an Alex DeBrincat Senators jersey then? If it is, it's got to be the third jersey.
I hate this. No Senators jerseys. No, thank you. But here's the thing. I'm gonna take Kyle's advice because I've seen it work. I have listened to him calm the people many a times when they just start panicking because the Avalanche aren't sweeping every team out of the playoffs, because that's logical.
I mean, anything is possible. Are you saying there's a chance?
Like, you've got to trust. I've got to trust the process. I've got to stop just panicking over everything, which is my go-to. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to do my best to embrace the process. And Kyle, I might need you to remind me of that occasionally. If you see me like toeing the cliff, just like pull me back in.
Just be glad it's now and you're not doing this next year. Be glad. Just be glad it's now. Honestly,
Tank for Bedard.
Tank for Bedard.
Like, I'm
why
telling
not?
It only hurts because of what you know, and it's like the cup years are done. Like, you always had that chance.
It's a lot of recency bias as well.
But it's about to get so much better. You just have to refresh, reset, and then you get to start your new adventure. That's what this is. You're starting a new campaign on a new adventure. Enjoy it.
Let's just hope that the Blackhawks don't pull a Canadians and be like, oh yeah, Shane Wright's number one. Psych. We go somewhere else. It's like if the Hawks get number one next year, it better be Connor Bedard.
It has been talked about for several weeks that there was a very big chance Shane Wright was not going number one overall. Yeah. He does not fit into the Montreal Canadiens system. He doesn't. And the fact that they spared him the pain of having to try to mold himself into the Montreal Canadiens system and allowed him to go to Seattle, like it could have been worse. He could have ended up in Arizona.
The fact that he like threw daggers at the Canadiens table, like how dare you?
Allegedly, that apparently he was smiling for the camera, not throwing daggers at the Canadiens table. I mean, it is what it is.
It's going to make Seattle scary is what's going to happen.
It is. Yeah, he's a good player. It's going to make Seattle...
That's what I'm saying. The Hawks better get... If the Hawks, someone get number one, it better be Connor Bedard because...
But what if Connor Bedard doesn't fit into the system? That's the thing. You don't just need to draft somebody because they are some amazing junior hockey talent. Yeah, you need to draft somebody who's going to work in your system and on your team and in your environment.
Synergy overrates like best overall. And that's why you have a table of scouts. And instead of one guy saying, you're a 99, he's a 98, I'll take him.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it goes for a lot of the guys who were drafted this year. They even talked about it during the coverage. They were picking players who actually fit into their systems. They weren't just picking good players. You can take a whole look at the Olympics. You can throw the best your country has to offer on the ice, and then they end up 8th in Olympic competition because they don't play well together.
Cogliano, Sturm, Manson, trade deadline pickups that everybody was scratching their head up. Like, what is going on in Colorado this year on the way to the Cup? All were huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Oh, and somebody, Arturi
Lekin.
Mikko Lehtinen.
That's it.
That's it, right? Mikko Lehtinen.
4 players that when you see it scroll across the bottom of the screen, you're like, why is Colorado getting Cogliano? And Lehtinen, sure, he's not that great. It's Montreal. He's not wowing me with his skill. Look at how they played together. That's how you scout a team. The synergy, how they played, what they provide for the team. It's not fill your team with 99s and go out there and win every video game. It's how they play together, who fits the role for what you're trying to do. And we did what we wanted to do from game 1.
I mean, Arturi Lehtinen, the guy who 2 years in a row scored the game-winning goal that sent his team to the Stanley Cup final.
We wanted to get to the Stanley Cup final. So we did it.
Who do you need to score goals to get you in the Stanley Cup final? The answer is Arturi Lehtinen, in case you were wondering. Like, that's the guy.
So that's how you have to operate this generation of hockey. You're not going to, like, if it was having your best player win every game, then Edmonton would be your Stanley Cup champion, and they're not.
Well, hockey karma gets Edmonton, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to like Venmo Kyle like $50 for therapy or something. Like, like, hold on, let me just for the 30-minute therapy session, cha-ching. There you go, buddy. I'm glad that we had you here today, friend. Like, obviously, like this podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Kyle. Because
oh, you're too kind.
I wouldn't have met Zach if not for Kyle. I wouldn't have met Courtney if not for Zach. So like it really is this weird like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of situation. I also would not have been forced to choose a PHF team if not for Kyle. He was like, ma'am, you can't cheer for everybody anymore. You've got to make a choice. Which made me unhappy because I just wanted everyone to have a good time.
You got to get in there. You got to get one.
So I did. And now, like, I love my whale. Like, I've got my Allie Monroe jersey over there. that really sick hoodie, this really bitchin' tattoo. Like, they sent me a care package because they love me.
The PHF is a league that loves you back.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean,
1,000,000%. Like, they love you back.
I got my Kelly Marchment jersey. Get a jersey.
You mean Kennedy Marchment? Kelly's your dog.
Sorry. Like I said, it's been a day. Just leave me alone. I'm a Kennedy Marchment. All right, God.
You mean league MVP Kennedy Marchment?
Kennedy have a season Marchment. Yes. Just shoot me into the sun. All right. Just.
It was the temperature of the sun outside in Florida today, so you would have just had to walk outside.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, and of course now Bailey is also a whale fan, so we have
we recruited Bailey to the whale.
So 4 whales in a pod. So.
You know what? My secret Mishers team, the PHF, I'm a huge Butte. I'm telling you, the Buttes are something else. And they are really building a powerhouse.
Oh,
how about
Michaela Grant Mentis, my mind almost exploded.
I was like, here we go.
I was like, I'm sorry. Buffalo, hold up.
And they re-signed my girl Dom, and
we love Dom.
After the Grant Mentis acquisition, I messaged Dom. I was like, what are you guys doing? And she just sent me back a smile. I was like, okay. I was like, we'll have to start getting some new shirts around here, eh?
Why did you even have to ask? We all know what they're doing. Like, it's very obvious what they're doing. They are building.
Can we talk about their outdoor alternates that they had?
Those powder blue.
Yeah, those things are absolutely disgustingly great. Like, unfortunately, CJ is a 6.
Yeah, I got to take a tour around the Prudential Center in March. And that's where the Rivs play, out there at the
practice facility.
And I got to go around there. They had their banners up. I was like, hey, let's go.
Hey, look at that.
It's pretty sick. But
but we have our feelings about the Rivs. And
I mean, it is what it is. You know what? Here's the thing. As long as the Rivs have Madison Packer, it's going to be a safe place for people to play hockey. She's not going to let anything happen to anybody. And she has publicly stated that.
Yep.
So... I mean, as long as Madison Packer is around, the Ribs are safe. I mean, I also have this really cool Metropolitan Riveters team credentials.
That's what I'm talking about.
From the playoffs that was given to me by Anya Packer.
You know, how about we get Anya Packer to come in retirement and have her play for the Whale? Let's go.
I mean, she's kind of having a baby right now.
Oh, that's right.
So, she's growing a human life, and you can't exactly play the hockey and grow a human at the same time.
I actually totally forgot about that, to be honest. It's been...
Way's going to have a baby sister.
That's right.
But it's definitely shaping up to be a huge year for the PHF.
Well, the fact we also got Montreal coming in at whenever that's going to get announced. Yeah.
Well, they've announced that Montreal exists, but we've yet to hear anything. Boston apparently is just not going to play hockey this season, or they're just going to tell us everyone they've signed at the same time, because they've signed 0 players again.
They're gonna say something as they drop the schedule at the same time, because why not?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Keep them guessing. Keep them.
Shout out to Corwin for letting us know about that, because they have a pretty good understanding of how Boston usually runs their team.
Yeah.
You'll know when we want you to know.
Yeah. And I mean, shout out to Ian Kennedy for being like, they're trying to figure out who's going to Montreal and who's staying in Boston. So
that's what I said that before he did. I've been on that train longer than everyone else. You gave me crap and gave me about my tinfoil hat, and I was right. I was right.
But I'm really looking forward to season 8. If you can't tell, if you're not watching, the message board has changed. It was my cheering for the Avalanche through the playoffs board. It got one episode that said done. That was last week. And then as soon as we were done, I was talking to Zach after the show, literally pulling letters off the board. I was like, all right, it's for rent. But PHF, is it season 8 yet? We're ready.
It's going to be a big year for the PHF, and they need this to be a big year.
I think having Reagan at the helm is going to be super helpful.
Well, I mean, they've gotten a lot of players already from the U.S. national team. They've got a lot of players from the PWHPA move over. You've got big names going to new cities, and you're talking about the first ever 100,000 Canadian dollar contract, and then it's just like now you get full benefits across the board. Now it's just like, and now you're going to an expansion team for the first time in probably a couple of years. So I mean, you got a lot going on right now. It's a kind of a memory you want to stay on.
Yeah,
plus,
you get the trading cards, and this was your first year under the exposure of the ESPN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing to get the momentum. They have to seize this momentum and double down on it because they have a buzz. And this is something the PHF need to really push through and really seize this year, because I want this league to be successful, because I want to talk about the next year's bump in contracts and more benefits. And I don't want to talk about the storylines that we had to talk about in the bubble about people having to leave their jobs behind or leave their team behind because they couldn't afford to make the trip to the bubble. So I want to see
these trading cards.
Who would have thought? Like, this is what you want. Like, this is the dream for
Outside
all of these athletes.
The few Menon Rayom cards that I have, which shout out to her getting a job with the Kings. Like, let's go Menon. I mean, the OG woman to play men's hockey. Like, what's up? You can ask Zach. I squealed like a child when this box arrived. Not only because they were in there, but because I actually had to search through the NHL cards to find all of my PHF cards, because they were all just kind of jumbled together. So I actually had to go digging through men's hockey players to find my PHF cards, which just made my heart so happy.
Well, I think about this too. Now for this year, now you can get just individual packs of just PHF players, or you can wait until the end of the season and you get the, like how they have for like baseball cards or football cards at the end of the year, where it's just everyone who played in one big box. You're probably looking at, here's your first complete set of everyone who played that year. I
plan on buying a box of PHF cards just to open the packs. Like, I want to open the packs like I do with NHL cards.
And I want to have that experience with my daughter. I've never, it's an experience that I had growing up, opening up player cards and matching them with, like, this is who I wanted to be. I want to have that experience with my daughter, because last year this was our first experience to watch games together, and she asked me questions and find teams she wants to root for. Like, that's why I want the PHF to keep going, because you don't only have the attention of all of us, but you have the attention of the next generation, and you need to keep building.
That was something I noticed at the ECHL All-Star game when Jillian Dempsey and Sonia Shaver and all of them came skating out, to hear these little girls like lose their minds, because Sonia Shaver was wearing a visor. She was not wearing a cage. She was not wearing a bubble. She was able to rock a visor. They all were. They were given the option to do so, and she chose to do so. And I had to search her out. I was looking for a bubble or a cage, and I couldn't find one. And then I saw this blonde braid, and I was like, what? I mean, I cried. I am not too proud to admit that I cried, because that was my dream.
So, Kyle, sorry, go ahead, Beth.
And the fact that these little girls were losing their minds, and also to see Jillian Dempsey, little Jillian Dempsey, standing next to our 6'7", like, holy crap, we need a goalie because the NHL taxi squad started again and all of our guys got called up to the AHL and we've got to sign. This dude was like 6'7", 240, standing next to Jillian Dempsey. There was like a whole person between their heads.
That's crazy. Like, so I'm guessing your daughter, is she an Avalanche fan, or is it kind of just because you gave her gear?
NHL, she doesn't get a choice. She doesn't get a choice at all in the NHL. But I'm
familiar with that process, like not getting a choice.
So not even a chance for a jersey. It's just Avalanche, and that's it. It's just,
I bought her a jersey, and she knows NHL. You cheer with Dad, but the PHF, I gave her a choice.
As she picked,
I know who her PHF team is. I don't know who her favorite player is too.
Yeah, she loves the Buttes, and she loves Dom.
Oh, I mean, it's a good choice.
We actually watched the All-Star game, like, wire to wire, and she will just, every time Dom was on the ice, she's like, there she is. Like that's the kind of moments that I've been pushing so hard for like getting not just like to talk about this league, but like, hey, there's something going on. It's not just checking the box saying, well, I shared my PHF thing for the day, I'm done. No, invest, grow, share, build. Like, it's not just one thing to get it out there, keep going, pick a team, like not just pick a team, fall in love with, like, this league is building. Put some roots down on a team, especially buy the jerseys. 15% of the jersey purchase goes to the actual player. Like,
even the jerseys. I mean, even the jerseys are phenomenal too. Like, I plan on getting an Amanda Conway jersey because who doesn't love a double Ocho?
Yeah, it's like for people just getting into your fandom, like it's not hard to buy a jersey. You could talk yourself out of like a purchase of a jersey because you're like, I don't know, maybe not. You get a jersey.
That jersey was my Christmas present. That's what my mom got me for Christmas.
So it's eliminate the excuses and just do it. Get out there and support this league.
Yeah, I mean, we love this league so much. We literally made a podcast for the league, and our logo actually has the All-Star jersey in the logo. So I mean, it's
that's and like so many of the episodes of Here in Puckburg where I talk to the stars of the PHF, like that uncertainty when they hit the college level of you experience it like in softball and all these other collegiate sports. Like after that, well, that's it. The PHF gives you a chance to not just continue playing the sport you love, but follow your dream. Do it professionally. Like get paid to follow your dream. And like you get to hear that from Allie and Dom and Soroya. Like that's what you want. And I keep talking like I'm a father. I'm a single father. I get to have these experiences. Like it's something for my daughter to see as like I can do this. It's not just something like, well, I'm going to play hockey till college and then I'm going to go do this. Like when we talk to Mallory, she plays and she also does research in the labs. Like you can chase your dream because there's an actual road. And everyone you're watching on TV now, they're paving the way to do that for people like my daughter. So,
and I mean, this was literally my dream growing up. I wanted to play professional hockey and it didn't exist. Like playing professional hockey as a woman did not exist until 7 seasons ago. You could play on your national team starting in 96. You could like go play overseas and basically get room and board and have to figure your life out in a foreign country. And now you can play in the US, you can play in Canada, and you can do so professionally and you can get paid for it. And now we have players looking at living wage contracts. Like I highly doubt Michaela Grant-Mentis is going to have a second job next season unless she wants one.
Yeah,
because she's making bank.
But now you're also talking about 2-year contracts. Now it's not. Some of these players don't have to worry about, okay, where am I going to be next year? Now they're like, okay, now I don't have to worry till at the end of season 9, going into season 10. All right, what's next? So now you're getting actual multi-year contracts. Yeah, you're not talking 3 or 4, which would be nice at some point. You're talking, okay, so and so gets a 5-year contract. Now they're just with this team for a long time now, and then you really can throw down some roots and money onto a team because now you know this player is going to be there for the next 5 seasons.
See, so, I don't care if somebody's going to be there for the next 5 seasons. Like,
I'm just saying, it'd be nice to get there.
I'm glad there is somewhere for them to be other than disappearing if they're not competing for Olympic gold.
Yeah. Or going and playing in Sweden or, God forbid, Russia.
Yeah, it's like to see them on these like little tours is nice, but it's not sustainable to the next generation. No, and that's what this is all about. If you want something to grow, you don't have to just build it for now, but build it for later.
Yeah. And that's the thing with the PWHPA. It's like the fact that we heard that we're going to have a league. Now it's like, who knows what's going to happen. And you're still having a good chunk of a lot of the national team players just kind of touring. And you really don't know that they're touring half the time because it's not really mentioned unless you're all over their Twitter account and get notifications for it. Because I didn't even know they were doing anything until the Penguins PR team said something. And that was just a rematch game in Pittsburgh of USA versus Canada because they wanted to do something special. And it was on NHL Network. It's
the the athletes in these leagues deserve to be more than a Harlem Globetrotter schedule.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I wish they would just if you could easily get a good number of teams. If all its PWHA players wanted to come play in the PHF, you could easily find people that would want to own teams. And you're talking expansion out the wazoo with what
They have their reasons, though.
Yeah, they have their
Right.
reasons, and that's why I keep saying this is the PHF's year to prove themselves because of what has happened before. Why the PHF, well, the NWHL at first even came to be, is that's where that split was at the beginning because of how things were started and formed and not explained. If you want the top athletes, give them something sustainable and transparent. And this is the year to do it.
Because we also lost the CWHL because they just folded.
Yeah, well, they didn't have money.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, at least, especially the last couple of seasons, you've seen sponsorships really step up for the PHF. You've seen, I mean, look at the awards ceremony. Everybody who won their team award for the year, like
Discover got the bubble back up.
Yeah, Discover got the bubble back up. Principal Financial, I believe it was, gave everybody who won the foundation award $10,000 to the charity of their choice. Listening to those stories, I was a hot mess. Just listening to these athletes talk about these organizations that are so near and dear to them, and the fact that they're just going to be able to give them money to continue their missions. I mean,
well, now you have Upper Deck now, joining too. So it's like it's a lot of momentum. We're here for it, and we're hoping that season it kicks off really well, and see what happens after that. So
we hope it will kick off very well because we are all involved, and we will keep this thing going.
Yes. Oh, very much so. Like I will go to the grave for the PHF. Like I want this league to succeed. I want this league to be, I don't want to say as successful as the WNBA because they obviously have had a lot of struggles. But they were very much the roadmap for a women's professional league. They have kind of stopped when it comes to growing. I mean, a lot of the writers at Beyond Women's Sports talk about it all the time. Even the All-Star game this year, the skills competition wasn't open to the public. There were no fans there. It was media, families, and AAU basketball players. That's all that was allowed.
I heard like even the festivities outside of it were also haphazardly thrown together. Like it was disorganized. This league's been around for 25 years and they just haven't, they started moving forward in the beginning, but then they just kind of stopped. They're like, okay, cool. We have a league. Like it's working, but it seems like every year the NWHL, now the PHF, has done something to grow the game. Yeah.
And with this season coming up, having them have fully paid for benefits, the cost of their benefits is not coming out of their pay. There is also no deductible on their benefits.
Yeah.
And they can cover their partners and their children with this. Like it's growing in the right direction.
And that's a very good point about the WNBA is what the PHF is doing is this like slow year to year build. Mm-hmm. They're growing the league. They're not outgrowing the league. Like as soon as they hit ESPN, they're not like, here's our video game and our weekly show and our this and our that, and then oversaturating, overextending, and bankrupting their league. They're doing enough. They're taking care of within, like the trading cards is nice. The merch stores are fantastic. They're doing just enough. They're not doing over, like they're not giving you here's our weekly show on ESPN Plus, and then here's this and our video game and our also catch this over here. Like there's a point you could grow your league, and then you can get so confident in what you're doing that you overgrow your league, and then you become the XFL. You become you become all these other leagues that believe in their self so much that they bankrupt themselves on their idea.
Yeah. Well, like going back to the WNBA, like you had teams like San Antonio leave, the Cleveland Rockers are gone. You've had teams move, and then it's like, and they're now running into issues where even like first round draft picks aren't able to make teams.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the current players are upset about. It's like, how are we drafting all these good players, but we cannot keep them because
Because the old guard isn't retiring. It's not money in roster. It's the old guard. They love the game so much.
It's
and they are still so good at it that they're not leaving. Most WNBA teams are not stacked with young players. They are stacked with long-term veterans who aren't wanting to retire. This year seems to be the first year where a big name WNBA stars are like, you know what? My time in the game is over, and this is my last season. I mean, Sue Bird just announced it. Yeah, I mean, Sue Bird just announced her retirement, and the WNBA was like, "I'm sorry, but she's doing what?" And people are like, "Oh, well, now I want to go play in Seattle." I mean,
even Taurasi too. Even Diana Taurasi too is also, and it's just that's what it is. And unfortunately, they have not talked expansion, and money has also been the issue too, because the LA Sparks are having issues just trying to have their draft picks even be on part of the team.
Yeah.
It's just it's a combination of, like you said, old guard won't leave, and then its roster sizes aren't that big, and there's not a lot of teams. The league isn't a big league, and unfortunately, they have all these drafts with all these multiple rounds and picks. But it's like, where are you going to put
developmental league?
No, there's not, and that's another.
Which you'd think after 25 years they would have the NBA equivalent of a G League. I mean, they've got all of this talent and nowhere for it to go. So I'm okay with the PHF growing slowly.
Yeah.
I'm even okay with the PWHPA starting their own league to be named to be determined at a later date. Somebody joked around and they were like, so is it going to be called the NWHL? And I was like, well, that name's kind of already taken, but sure. But I mean, having 2 professional women's leagues means we don't have to worry about players not having a place to play.
Yeah,
because there's going to be a lot of places for them to play.
Think of a possible merger too, like the ABA and the NBA.
Nope.
What I want more, my perfect world. PWPHA has their league. PHF has their league, and for the next decade, they compete. Innovation, expansion. Like they handle their rosters like this. Well, I'm going to handle my rosters like this, and it's competition to take care of their league, and we, the fan, get to enjoy the benefits. Like that's honestly, like, to equate it like WWF and WCW. You had your best eras of wrestling when you had
the war. Yeah, it was what was it, Monday Night Wars or something like that? Or it's like
you had Madden football versus NFL 2K. The best years of those video game franchises was when there was competition.
NHL and
NHL 2K, like those.
Yeah.
After competition goes away, you get bored and complacent. That's why all these little football leagues keep popping up, thinking they can dethrone the NFL, because hey, if we could compete, or at least, because the NFL gets stale, like it's the same old. Nothing new or innovative comes out. So you're like,
here's my new favorite comparison: baseball and the Savannah Bananas and Party Animals, because baseball is boring.
Yeah.
But then you watch the Savannah Bananas play and you're like, wait, baseball can be fun? They have a rule where if you catch a foul ball in the crowd and don't drop it, you get to come out onto the field.
And see, like, and that's the thing, like, and that comparison also, too. Like in the NBA, like the Harlem Globetrotters don't steal an audience from the NBA because that's like not the game. And like when you go to hockey, like you're not like that. The Threes League is its own entity from the NHL. It's something to enjoy. I hope that with this innovation for both leagues, they don't mess with the game. Don't try and gimmick my sport.
Yes.
Don't pull a slap shot 2 where it's a fight league, or
don't give me a 3-goal spot on the ice. Give me
money pucks. You don't want any money pucks.
Oh God, we in the Lamp days, we're not doing any more money pucks.
You unlocked a core memory.
My like perfect world would kind of be similar to like soccer, football in Europe, where there's like the Championship League and the Premier League, and they both play their separate seasons, and then at the end of the season they play off against each other to win the eventual championship. I don't necessarily want like relegation to be a thing. Like, I think the league should stay together as they are, but I think the Isabel Cup should be the women's championship cup. It is named after Lord Stanley's daughter, Elizabeth. That should be the championship women's cup for however many leagues there are. Look, I wish there were like 3 or 4. I'm selfish. Give me all the women's hockey. But that's why you got college. That's why you got college. That's why you got college women's hockey.
Honestly, for these to succeed, PHF needs to be your elite brand.
Yes.
PWPHA needs to be you're out of college, you're out of the Olympics. Let's play here in this league, develop, refine, and then out of PWPHA, the Butte sign, and then you get your big time. You experiment with stuff in the PWPHA, you nail it down in the PHF, and that is your ironclad mortar and brick. That is your women's hockey league.
The PWHPA needs to come up with a name because both of y'all struggle with that acronym.
No, I don't. I say PWHPA. I get that right all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't make me play back. Don't make me play back, sir. But
they need a name. I alternate
what
my
if I
cadence.
Got that wrong?
I alternate my cadence because I alternate the cadence in my mind because I'm like literally sound like the whole word and then bringing
You're
it
saying
down.
the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, which is really confusing because it's not the Premier Hockey Federation Players Association, which is the like Players Association for the PHF, but it's not a union, but it's all very confusing. Like,
which you could go ahead and put this down now. In 15 years, PWPHA will be PHF-PA.
I think it's less time than that.
I feel like there's going to be like some hot dogging and grandstanding to steal an OSW reference, but like they're going to try and like really push theirself as like independent brands, and eventually they're going to be like, we're going to be friends, and then they're going to shake hands, and then all
of a sudden there's going to be an explosion of women's hockey, and in my mind they're finally going to make more money than NHL players because they are superior at the hockeys.
And by that time my daughter will be 18. So.
And she will be playing in the PHF, making all the monies, supporting her papa for building up her dream. You're going to get the car, you're going to get the house, and you're going to be like, remember when?
I'll be that on what, but like in 10 years, that'll be like Instagram 2. I'll be that viral clip. Like Star Lauren gets father a Rolls Royce for his 50th
and you just be sobbing in the driveway like, I love you so much, baby.
And I got my Avalanche 9-time champion shirt on.
Oh, come
Look at you, just ready to go. I mean, already getting 6 more cups in 10 years for the Avs. Like,
if you want to talk about like forget 3 and 6 for the Blackhawks, 6 and 10 for the Avalanche. My absolute word, sir. Like, who do you think you are? The Canadians?
Kyle dreams big.
Who do you think you are? The 1930s, 40s, and 50s Canadians?
I'm gonna go super cheesy for a second.
I think we're the only team to end our season with a win. So
hell,
I mean, look at the flag in the background too. Like if Kyle moves his head just enough, you can see.
Whoop. It needs to be updated though, sir.
It sure does.
Out of date.
Rip it down.
Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
So what you're saying is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott,
Kyle Sullivan.
Kyle Sullivan's
never said that. You don't want to quote me. You don't ever want to
Kyle Sullivan's never said that.
Sure hasn't.
He has not. He will say like it's time for stats. I'm muting everybody.
Yes, time for stats. I love you, but I have to.
It's time for stats. I'm muting the room. I mean,
ShaggyVonDoom,
SwaggyVonDoom. I mean, the man of many Von Doom.
What are you doing calling me by my Christian name on this podcast? It's ShaggyVonDoom. Get it right.
Kyle Sullivan, I will call you what I want to call you.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Kyle, Do you want stickers? Because I won't send you stickers if you don't want stickers.
I'll play along. I was nice to the Blackhawks, you know.
You were. It's true, which is not something that I ever expect from you.
I like how you're bribing with stickers to behave. It's like if you want your stickers, toe the line.
There's a super special thing I think I'm gonna send to him, but I'm not gonna tell him, and it's gonna be a surprise. I'll just put it in the stack. It's been sitting on my desk. I got it for like $0, and I didn't know what to do with it, and now I do. So it's fine.
Dunkaroo.
It's not a Dunkaroo. I can go to Publix and buy you some Dunkaroos and send them to you because they sell them here now. And in case you were wondering, they taste just like your childhood.
If you want to talk about unlocking core memories, just say Dunkaroos. Plus, like 3D Doritos are also back as well. Yeah. Like Surge came back for a little bit, but then just disappeared again because it's Surge.
It's so bad for you. It's so bad for you.
I'd rather have that than RC Cola because let's be honest, RC Cola is the absolute worst. I don't know who keeps them in business.
You want to know what I miss? The high C ecto coolers.
Yeah. I
talk about core memories being unlocked. That is one right there.
Mondo drinks.
Yeah, or was it the orange high C at McDonald's before they got rid of it just because they wanted to?
And the Eclipse drink that happened, I think it was like one summer, and it was like a rival to Gatorade and Powerade. Those were so good. And
then they were gone.
Do you remember what was it, Crystal Pepsi or something like that? It was like the clear Pepsi, and it was just like it would tasted so bad, but you're kind of like
it was awful.
I just don't do soda anymore.
I don't either. I drink the water.
I do water and ungodly amounts of Bang and Rain energy.
I do water.
The Powerade Zeros are pretty good though.
Yeah. I do water, pre-workout, protein shakes.
So pre-workout, are you hitting the powder just straight up, or are you actually mixing
it? Oh God, no! I do
not. She's just chewing it.
No, I do not dry scoop powder. That is.
I don't know how people do. Every time I see someone do that, I'm like, how do you not get cotton mouth?
Most of the people I know who dry scoop, because I do know a couple people that do. You scoop. And then you take a sip of water, you swish, 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 and then you swallow.
No,
for dry scooping pre-workout, that's what you do. You don't dry scoop whey protein. You don't do that. That is too much.
I've literally seen people just hit the dry scoop, and that's absolutely it.
No, I mix it all.
How do you not get in cotton mouth from just having
Yeah,
it's basically like what's worse, that or the cinnamon challenge? Because it's almost the same thing.
The cinnamon challenge is way worse because you actually can't swallow that, and that can do a lot of damage to your body. But the problem with I got like a quarter of the scoop maybe, and then I sneezed reactively because there was a bunch of powder in my mouth, and then there's just like a cloud of pre-workout. And I mean, I'm surprised there weren't gym bros give me that, you're wasting pre-workout.
That's why you need to do a Built Bar instead.
Hey,
no free ads here, sir. But speaking of ads, we do have to talk about Belly Up sponsor Canadips. Canadips
Mine's
is
over
there. Kyle, you have not yet. I don't believe you've seen my Canadips collection. It just seems to grow exponentially all all the time because I'm obsessed.
Still going for wow.
What are you up to now? 15?
I got this empty one. No, I'm not up to 15. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if you count the empty guy.
Wow.
But it's amazing. It's 10 milligrams of CBD per pouch. There's no THC in these. They test them. It is wonderful. The flavors are delicious. You don't need a spitter. I don't use spitters. No, thank you. It is great for pretty much anything that CBD is great for, which is pretty much all the things. Joint pain, mental health, anxiety, depression.
I can attest.
General life.
I do have to say that I got their summer pack. They do have a summer pack now. It's watermelon, pina colada, and mango. I tell you right now, watermelon and pina colada are they're my number 1 and 2 favorite flavors of all of the Canadips. They are absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like $9.99 for the 1 can, but for $25 you get 3 cans and you get $5 off with our code. I mean, how can you not get a 3-pack? And like I said, the summer pack must get.
Blue Dream is officially my new favorite. It tastes exactly like you think blue things should taste. I don't know how to describe the flavor. It tastes very blue, and if you like blue, If you are a 90s kid, you know what blue tastes like. These taste like blue.
Steve's dog?
Not the dog. This is not Blue's Clues. This is Blue Flavors.
Get a clue, Kyle Sullivan.
Jeez.
Thump that can into the microphone. Thump that can into the microphone. I need to hear it.
The nice thing is the plastic cans, the tops come off of them. So if you don't have a place to store your spent pouch, there's a little storage cubby.
That's awesome.
And then you can throw it away when you get home because, you know, like, let me do the magic trick because now if you open it, like,
That's so cool.
But if, you know, you don't have anywhere to throw your patch away, don't throw it on the ground because that's gross. Nobody wants to pick up your nastiness. You can just pop it in your tin.
And don't swallow the pouch either.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not good for you. But if you go to candidapecbd.com/bellyup20, you are going to get 20% off your order. If you order, I think it's $30 or more, you get free shipping.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Definitely recommend the multi-packs because you save money and you get free shipping.
Yeah, you save. Yeah, if you get the 3-pack, you save $5, and then basically with shipping and tax, it's actually it's still about 5 cents cheaper than what the actual pack costs with our discount. Yeah, so like I said, the 3-pack was $25. Take the $5 off, then all the other stuff was like 24 and some change. So it's actually still cheaper than the actual pack itself before tax and shipping. Like I said, all the flavors are great. Strawberry cough is good.
Mm-hmm. The mango, papaya.
I'm really sad I missed out on the peach, but I definitely want to get blue. I want to get the blue crush. Yeah.
Blue Dream. I'm like rationing this peach because it doesn't exist anymore. So
you might just need to send me like one little pouch because I will not be able to get it at all. But no, I would say the pina colada and the watermelon are definitely my favorites, and oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Yeah, I've not had a bad flavor yet, but
Maui Wowie is good too, though.
Yeah, speaking of candidates, Kyle, you're the first person to find this out because outside of Zach and I and Mike, nobody knows. So for many episodes, we have been talking about how we needed to hit subscriber and follower goals because we were going to do a giveaway. Well, today we finally hit our YouTube subscriber goal.
It's only taken us like how many weeks to get all of our goals hit?
Many weeks. But with that, we have reached all the goals. So we have unlocked the giveaway. So in order to win said giveaway, we're going to let's give everybody till August 15th. Because I'm about to go on vacation. We need to give the people the time. We need to hype this up because we've got some really cool stuff to give out. So the first thing is actually a Candidates baseball jersey.
Oh,
yeah. So,
well, it's a cream jersey, got cursive Candidates, but it is a size large. It's a size large jersey, so there is that little caveat.
Kyle's like, I will be entering the giveaway. I've been going to the gym. It's fine. So
we are letting you know ahead of time. It is a size large, so don't be surprised if.
Hey, hold on, button-down baseball jersey.
Button-down baseball jersey.
Wear it open.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. So, well, if you're broad-shouldered, it still might be a little tight. Tight on the shoulders.
Cut the sleeves off. I'm from Alabama. That's what you do.
Hey,
sir,
on top of the Candidates jersey, Zach and I will allow the giveaway winner to choose one t-shirt or item to purchase from our sponsor, In the Clutch Apparel, which if you go to intheclutch.com/whohockey, you get 10% off your order. And they've got lots of really cool vintage hockey stuff. Like they have Hartford Whaler stuff. They've got Colorado Rocky stuff.
Cleveland
They've
Barons.
Got good vintage hockey stuff. On top of the t-shirt, because we ain't done yet.
Oh,
but wait, there's more. You will be receiving this PHF playoffs puck that hit me in the ankle during the Isabel Cup final.
There may or may not be blood on the puck.
There's no blood on the puck. I did not bleed. And then, to make it even better, you get a Whoa Hockey sticker. And you get the greatest sticker ever. It is a line drawing of a rink. And it says, "This is my happy place." Because if you listen to this podcast, you know hockey is our happy place. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is you need to follow us on Twitter. The podcast, you can follow Zach and I, and obviously Mr. ShaggyVonDoom. You can follow all of us, but you have to follow the podcast.
Yeah, they're not bonus entries. That's just for shits and giggles if you want to.
Yeah, you have to follow the podcast,
which I'm literally doing
Twitter
right now. I already am, but literally
you're double checking.
I'm showing you how long this takes.
Yes, and then you have to go to Instagram, and you have to follow our Instagram, and then you have to go to YouTube. And you have to follow our YouTube. And then what you need to do is you need to take screenshots of all three of those things. And you need to send an email to letstalkwohockey@gmail.com so that we can verify that you're following us and we can put your name in the hat to win. And it's just easier for emails because I keep track of those and we don't have to worry about anything going anywhere it's not supposed to. Email us the screenshots. Letstalkwohockey@gmail.com. It's super easy. Just literally like screenshot. I'm not going to teach you how to screenshot on your phone. I'm assuming that you know how to do that. And then you attach it to an email and then you hit send. And then we're going to put your name in the hat. And let me pull up the dates to see what Sunday is the closest to August 15th, because I don't just know that off the top of my head.
And while she's looking that up, I literally did all 3 steps, barring the email portion. And that's how long it literally takes you. So there is no excuse in the world not to do it.
You also have to have notifications on.
No. We're not going to blow people's phones up. We are way nicer than that. Okay, so August 15th is actually a Monday. So that would be the day that the episode would drop because we record on Sundays. Yep. So on August 14th, everyone who has sent us an email showing that they follow us on all the places, we are going to put your name in a hat. We're going to send you the things if you win. And we're going to message you and say, hey, congratulations, you won. What t-shirt would you like from In the Clutch? And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't even have to be a hockey shirt. I'm not gonna gatekeep. You can get whatever the heck you want. I mean, it doesn't have to be a hockey shirt.
Yeah, they got MLS, they got MLB.
They have all sports leagues, and it's all officially licensed apparel. All of it.
I mean, who doesn't want a Cincinnati Mighty Ducks t-shirt? I mean, those things are pretty nice.
They are sweet.
There's even Atlanta Thrashers if you're still a fan of the
Not Thrashers is a great Twitter follow, okay? Not Thrashers is a great Twitter follow.
The fact that they troll everyone, it's fantastic. Like, who doesn't love that?
I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I love them so much. Just like NHL Draft Bot, another favorite, because I mean, there are some teams out here drafted some legends.
I'm really surprised at the fact we don't have a Nordiques vintage T-shirt on In the Clutch yet. That's still a very odd choice, though. I mean,
yeah. So as we come to the end of our day, Zachariah, where can the humans find you on the internet?
You can find me at One True Zach. That's O-N-E True Zach. It's not the number 1. It's actually spelled out O-N-E True Zach, like not the O-Neaters per se. Okay. Beth, where people can find you?
Oh, no. Our guest first.
Okay.
Kyle Sullivan, where can the humans find you and all of your podcasts?
So many podcasts.
LOPN_Avalanche is how you find Locked On Avalanche on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram, just right out Locked On Avalanche. You can follow here in Puckburg at HPuckburg on Twitter, here_in_Puckburg on Instagram. You can follow me at ShaggyVonDoom everywhere you look.
I am kind of disappointed that we didn't do the woohoo after it says here in Puckburg. So
I'm a little out of practice because we haven't had Puckburg since January 1st.
It's been a bit.
But Puckburg season 2 is resuming. The first episode dropped yesterday. It has resumed. Well, yesterday, 2 days ago, for people actually like listening to this right now.
Every Saturday there will be a new episode.
Yes, it is. It is the best way to start your Saturday mornings for sure.
Here in Puckburg.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's just the intro alone is a must listen.
Which is available on YouTube right now in a lyric video.
Love it so much. So as for me, this is where we confuse the people every week because my Twitter handle is WonderBeffers, like the word wonderful.
Like
the number.
Like I wonder what happened to the O-Neaters.
Exactly. So WonderBeffers, you can follow me on Instagram at GoodBetterBeffers. You'll mostly see workout videos like that, and my dogs and my cat. That's pretty much all I post.
Yeah. Your cat is more popular than you are. Let's be honest.
Gary has like 30,000 combined real views, and I have like maybe 5,000. The internet loves my cat. They don't love me. It's fine.
Maybe you should just make Gary his own Instagram account.
No, because I already have enough Instagram accounts to run. You can find our podcast on Twitter and Instagram at TalkWoHockeyPod. You can send us an email, which you should, for your contest entries at letstalkwohockey@gmail.com. You can get all sorts of discounts in the Clutch apparel if you type in Woe Hockey for 10% off. Level Up Snacks, Woe Hockey also get you 10% off. Belly Up 20 for candidatecbd.com. For myself, Beth, my co-host Zach, and our amazing friend, ShaggyVonDoom, down here at the bottom. This has been, sorry, we didn't talk about it, but I made an executive decision. It's the Andrew Ladd episode of Let's Talk Woe Hockey. Come on now. It is what it is. But
I mean, it's better than Sakita Sidorov. So, I mean,
yeah, it's the Andrew Ladd episode of Let's Talk Woe Hockey.
And I mean, it has to be. I mean, former Carolina Hurricane draft pick, Andrew Ladd. Yeah.
I mean, we could go with the Avalanche Blackhawks connection of Mr. Zorov, and it's not happening. No. It is the Andrew Ladd episode. It has been a great time talking with Kyle, getting him to talk us off the ledge and giving us all of the hockey therapy. This is why you are our friend, buddy. We absolutely love you. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's not going to be your last time here. We all know this. The PHF season's going to start, and you're going to be right back here talking about PHF hockey. So,
sounds good.
Until next week, until 2 weeks from now, because next week is going to be like a best of episode. Beth's going on vacation, and by vacation I mean going to see my family and celebrating my grandma's 90th birthday. So
wait, should we do another announcement though? Because by the time we get back, it's going to be the week before.
No, not yet. Nope. We got time. It's fine.
Fair enough.
We will see you guys in 2 weeks, unless you want to listen to our audio compilation next week. I recommend it. Zach's working very hard on this. Do it. As Zach's like, I haven't done anything. It's fine. You're going to get it done, Zach. You have a whole week. So this has been wonderful. We will see you all next week. Have a great week.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this Belly Up Media production. Some said we'd go belly up, so we made it our name. And we're still here.